Please be aware that the contents of this documentary may include disturbing photography and veterinary procedures. Please take this into consideration when watching this video. The human race as a whole is an overly naive race and have little knowledge of the outside world and the anthropogenic effects that are caused from our everyday life. Especially in the 21st century, everybody seems to have their head in the clouds, or at least in their technological devices. Therefore, it is logical to infer that the way to portray an issue, for example, the topic of resource sustainability, is to deliver it as a new media presentation in which members of the public can watch on their technological devices. Education is the best remedy to cure naivety. Therefore, the way to public awareness is through education. Many people are unaware about the plight of the sun bears. This is because sun bears are one of the forgotten bear species. In order for people to save this species, they must know about them in the first place. Therefore, it is important to educate the public on this matter, to save the species, and to maintain the valuable resource and biodiversity that these bears provide. Issues surrounding the use of sun bears as a natural resource varies between the use of them as simply a resource to extract bile from, to the use for the purpose of Chinese medicine practices. On the other hand, the conservationist side is looking at the environmental benefits that sun bears bring. The effects that sun bears bring to the profit, people and place are still to come. Sun bears play crucial roles in the maintenance of the Earth's rainforest, found in Malaysia, Borneo and surrounding countries. The sun bear regulates the ecosystem, with simple actions, for example, eating fruit and exuding the seeds around the forest floor, to regulating the soil turnover as they tunnel for food. Without the sun bears in the rainforest, the ecosystem would fail. This is certainly a possibility due to the farming of the sun bears. This map demonstrates the distribution of the sun bears, accumulated together with a group of sun bear specialists formulating a cross-section map of sun bears in Indonesia, Singapore and Brunei.
So the plight of the sun bear is inevitable without the public support and global recognition of the trade of the bear bile and finding a solution to the Chinese medicine trade that holds wild sun bears in captivity to milk for the use of traditional medicines. What would the consequences of the sun bear's extinction cause to the environment?
Without public support, the work for conservationists and animal rehabilitation specialist jobs will become increasingly more difficult. Without the help from public support and education, some bears could be at risk of extinction. The penalties of the extinction of the species being that the biodiversity of the bears will be reduced. This will result in an unbalance in the ecosystem, as some bears are such a crucial element to the ecosystem and the regulation of rainforest flora and of the plants. You could say they are the doctors of the forest. The benefits that the sun bears bring to the rainforest outweigh the benefits of Chinese medicine.
So Michelle, why bear bile? What are the positives in using bear bile as a source of products for medicines?
Well, bear bile contains ursodeoxycholic acid, also known as UDCA. This is commonly used in Asian medicines to heal many ailments. Bear bile is known for its ability to dissolve gallstones that have formed in the human gallbladder. Other uses for the bile include uses for tapeworms, hangovers, common colds and influenzas. Some Asian cultures even believe it can be a cure for some cancers.
How does the trade of sun bear bile and parts influence the market? Does the trade earn enough to make the effort worth it?
It is estimated that the global trade of bear bile and parts is a $2 billion industry, where bear bile powder can be sold in China for about $410 per kilo. This can multiply exponentially to about 50% more in South Korea. In Japan, you can find the most expensive bile powder, where the Japanese markets are charging $33,000 for a kilogram.
It is evident through my research that both sides of the issue are valid, backed up with scientific evidence, being the ancient medical practices and traditions, as well as modern medicine and scientific consensus. However, it is apparent that if sun bears are removed from the ecosystem, the rainforest will suffer. If bear bile can be synthesized, then what is the point of milking bears and putting them through agony when the UDCA can be reproduced synthetically? Although the traditional medicine discovered the use of UDCA, it is time to step forward and change the future for the better. Therefore, I do not support the use of sun bear bile, as rainforests take millions of years to develop into a lush ecosystem, and it would be devastating to see it come to ruins. It has been depicted that some bears influence the diversity of the rainforest ecosystem and how some bears have been used for traditional medicines. However, with the technology of the modern medicine, use of the bear bile is no longer needed. Although the trade has large profits, their profits are mostly through the illegal markets. The real question, though, is it worth it? What can we do as humans of the 21st century? First of all, we can get our heads out of the clouds and our electronics and make a stance about animal welfare. We need to reduce the need for deforestation and bear bile, or take a stance on the welfare of the bears. We can make a difference. It only takes one voice to start a revolution. Let's start the revolution against animal cruelty, and especially cruelty of bears, because no one wants to be locked up in a cage that makes us unable to move for 20 years, while we suffer agonizing pain daily, with the possibility of infection lingering over us. If we don't, why should the bears?